Hello, everybody, and thank you for stopping by. I want to talk about something today from a woman's perspective. Okay, now there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and a lot of them are men that are talking about prepping. And some of them sometimes will have their wife there, but even so, the man is the main one in it that talks about prepping. And a lot of them I can tell that are single, and they're prepping for themselves. And some of them are single parents also that are prepping for themselves and their children. Now, I wanted to go from it from a woman's perspective because I didn't see a lot of women out there doing the challenge. Though there probably is, but I just didn't see them. And what's going to happen from a woman's perspective if things fall apart? And I think the one group that's going to hurt the absolute most in it all is going to be single women with children. Now, I'm talking women that have never been married, mostly. Not so much maybe a woman that's been divorced, but a woman that is single with children. Now, some of what's happening in society maybe did have an effect on a woman that was married and is divorced, but a woman that's never been married, or she's been married and she's just been divorced, but there's a lot out of them. What I'm mostly talking about is women that have never really been married, even if they've lived with a man for 5, 10, 15 years and they were never married to him. If you've got young children, most of them that I've seen today have moved back home with their parents. And their parents are older, and some of them are very old. And if things go down, those elderly parents are going to have a hard time providing just for themselves. Forget a daughter with a couple of kids sitting at home. They won't be able to do it. The parents will not be able to do that. They are going to struggle enough just to figure out how to get their medications, how to pay for it, and feed themselves. And the women that are at home that I've seen, now I can only mostly talk about personal experience and stories that I hear from other people. I know of 6 women who have moved home with their parents with kids, who have never been married, that have gotten pregnant by a guy that they knew maybe for a year or two, but he did not want to marry them. We have a lot of men today who do not want to get married. They say women have nothing to offer. Why should they? I've heard that time and time again. There is a huge movement in this country of men who do not feel women have nothing to offer men. They say, what? I can drive through a fast food and buy my own food. I don't need a woman to bring me home a brown bag from a fast food place. What? I've heard men say that they're cleaner than most of the girls they date. I've actually heard that. I've heard men say, what do I need her for? She spends more money than I could make anyhow, so her paycheck, even if she's working, isn't going to help me any. All she wants is somebody to work to buy her house and fill her house full of furniture and then divorce me later because she thinks she's found something else better than I am. But she wants to take half of what I worked for. That is the attitude of a lot of men today. I could go real deep into what I think about it, but I'm going to save that for another video in the future because I think this is a real problem in this country. And women, I have always thought, were the backbone of a nation, always. And if she fell, the nation fell. And I think that's what a lot of we're seeing today. Women are no longer the backbone of this nation. They have made themselves expendable, useless. They have. Through attitudes and the way they do. I've heard several men complain, all she wants from me is some fantasy she has in her head of how she thinks things are supposed to be, and she wants me to feed her ego with compliments of how gorgeous she is and how beautiful she is, and bring her roses. And that's just not reality to them. And so they say, why? Why am I going to spend $100 on a woman that has nothing to offer? And like I said, there's a whole lot of men out there thinking just that. And so the problem becomes, what's going to happen? You got women that are today, that have children that are living at home with their parents who are asking their kids for advice. Their kids actually run them, control them, and tell them what to do. You've got women that run around with their teenage kids acting like they're a teenager themselves. And when everything falls apart and they're living at home with their parents and their parents can't take care of them anymore, they can't feed them, they can't clothe them because they're spending all their money partying on the weekend and having fun, what's going to happen? They're going to be in serious trouble. And I see that as the worst people that are going. In other words, they're going to get hit the most. It's going to hurt them the most if we have a recession or a serious decline. Because most of them, their jobs, they'll lose them. Because if we go into a deep recession or we have even a serious food shortage, and I mean serious, could cause a recession. It could cause an economical collapse because if people are spending all their money just to feed their family, they're not going to have the money they won't have the money, that's what I'm trying to say, for all the other things that they would like to buy. Like new TVs, furniture, iPhones, different things. And that will cause things to go into a recession if we have a serious food shortage. And you got a lot of women today that if they can't buy the creams for their wrinkles and their makeup for their faces, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to have to present themselves with their true face. And for some women, that's a pretty scary thought. In my case, it's a scary thought every day. I don't wear makeup. I never have, really. And so, everybody around me, sorry, they have to put up with the real scary face of me every day. But, like I said, the ones that are going to hurt the most are going to be those that are living at home with their parents and their children. Because the way they think about life, their ideas, their opinions, has gotten them stuck at home living with their parents to begin with. And they just don't want to accept that. They don't. And so it's going to be far worse for that particular group of women. And I hope they're doing something. I hope that if you're a woman that is alone, and by alone I mean without a husband, and you're stuck at home with your elderly parents, I hope you're doing something. Hope you haven't got yourself a new car and you're making payments on it. Hope you're not maxed out on your credit cards. I hope you've got a nice, good bank account, but maybe not in the bank. Maybe you better put your money in something else. And I hope you have yourself at least a year's supply of food. And if you have children that you've been brown bagging through fast foods, well, you're going to have a real hard time when you can't do that anymore. Because your children are not going to want to eat what I call just regular everyday food. I know a lot of women, they spend most of the time eating out, and so do their children. Their children are raised off fast food. And they don't like real food. And when you can't afford the fast food, what are you going to do? I have someone who comes in here and comments about, oh, not to worry if there's a food shortage. There's 99-cent McDoubles. Well, guess what? McDonald's no longer has their 99-cent value meal. The double went to $1.79. And it's going to go up even higher. They don't have a 99-cent menu anymore. They call it a value meal. Or a value menu, I should say. And it's going to get higher. And when you're starting to pay $5 to $6 for that McDouble, okay, because it's going to go very high. We're going to come to a time where the prices, even through your fast food, is going to be so high you can't afford it. And then you've got kids that you've got growing up who can't stand regular table food. And that's about all you're going to be able to get is a bowl of beans. You know, my grandmother said they made it through the Depression by eating black-eyed peas 3 times a day. You set that in front of the average kid today and they would tell you no. And I don't know what's going to happen to those single parents and those single mothers when their kids won't eat what's set before them. Like I said, times have changed, and I guess what you decide to do with your life is true. It's your own business. But you'll be the one that suffers the most is what I'm trying to say. And that's what this video was about. I'm going to get into more because I think women are, like I said, the backbone of this country. And we failed this nation as women. And I think that's why we're having as many problems as we're having in this nation. It's one of them. Didn't say it was all, but it's one big part of it. Because women are a powerful force to be reckoned with if they're doing it in the right way. And unfortunately, they're doing it in the wrong way today. Because a lot of them are not going to make it in the end. But all I can say is God bless, and may you have a blessed day.